It's about to go down.
You are listening to
This is #1
WPRD 98.3 GCOM Radio, powered by Lyfeblood.com and hosted by
You are listening to the incredible
Nova Phoenix and LK Mason.
Now if you wanna ride in big blocks, we can do it. Get dope, get blue back. I done my thing and held it down for the dub. So when you see a player, show me some love, baby. Just show me some love. Like mine, don't even question it. Well, you can die for reppin' your hood. We still reppin' it. Teenagers turn to gangsters on the block, moving stones. While they mama stressed out, just praying that they would come home. The dub got some of the best green for the right price. If you play your cards right, you can middleman a stack in one night. I stay on my grind, that's why my phone keep ringing. I'm a hustler, I don't know what y'all was thinking. I bet my kids gon' eat when it's dinner time and shine when the time right. I'm stunting every time that I provide. And RIP to all my dead homies that didn't make it. I wrote this one for y'all, so yeah, together we gon' make it. Now put that on the blocks, we can do it. Get dope, get blue back. I done my thing and held it down for the dub. So when you see a player, show me some love, baby. Just show me some love. Green, but I love my herb. Not as much as I love you, but my herb. Keep me sane from the daily pain that's on my brain. When I ain't got it, it gets rough, but I maintain. And keep my eyes wide open for snakes in the grass. They can pop up out of anywhere when you're living fast. I ain't getting no younger, I gotta make it happen. Whether rapping or trapping, I'm down to make it happen. Much love to the dub, north, east, and west. Every hood that I entered, I got and gave respect. It's haters everywhere you go, so I ain't tripping. And I'm always on alert, so you never catch me slipping. Man, these poppers wanna get me, but my girl ain't having that. I keep it tucked right in my pants, cause play your home is where it's at. I ain't got a cuss to drop a classic, it's evident. What you saying irrelevant, man, I put that on the president. If you wanna ride in big blocks, we can do it. Get dope, get blue back. I done my thing and held it down for the dub. So when you see a player, show me some love, baby. Just show me some love.
Yes, this is WPRD 98.3 GCOM Radio. I am your host, Nova Phoenix, and we have the lovely lady right next to us, right next to me, and, digitally, of course. LK Mason, what's up, lady?
What's up? How you doing today, man?
All right, chilling, man. It's an eventful week, man, eventful week. Man, I guess I'll mention one or two things. I've been upstate for a little bit, doing some work, right, making that money. And I was in the forest, and beautiful shots, man, beautiful shots. But it's good to be back in the city, doing the damn thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, what's up with you?
Man, a little under the weather, been battling a sinus infection. Yo, how come every time you talk to somebody about, you being sick and needing to take antibiotics, they feel the need to give you advice and saying, oh, I don't take antibiotics, I do herbs, and I do... I'm like, yo. Herbs are chemicals too, right? You do know that,
So you just trying to get over it. You just trying to blast through it.
I gotta get it. I got it. You know, it's been difficult, man. I've been dealing with it for a little bit of while. I've been trying not to take antibiotics because, you know, they really don't want you to. But I let it go a little too far, man, to the point where I don't even want to tell y'all what happened to me, man.
Damn. But you about to get over. You about to kick it.
I'm about to kick it. I'm on my last day of antibiotics. Praise God.
Right.
So,
No doubt. Well, I'll hope you speedy recovery, man.
Thank you.
I know how it is to get sinus problems. It is annoying as hell.
Yes.
I'm telling you. But all right, so we can go and get the show
Let's
rolling
get to
here.
it, y'all.
So our first topic, because it was a busy week, we had the midterm elections, and there were a lot of firsts that came up, man. There were a lot of firsts. And a lot of, say for a couple of them was Ayanna Pressley became Massachusetts' first black congresswoman.
Yes.
You have Sylvia Garcia and Veronica Escobar from Texas being the first Latina congresswomen.
Hey, congrats.
There's a whole list of his. Rashida Tlaib and Taib, I think. Excuse me if I'm getting it wrong. And Ilhan Omar becoming the first Muslim woman to be elected to Congress.
Yes.
And
salute.
I got a big shout out to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez being the youngest woman ever elected to Congress in New York.
Yes.
That's a big ups to her. Letitia James, another homegrown New Yorker, becoming the first woman, black woman attorney general of New York.
Yes, get it.
Get it. And there's a whole lot of firsts. The whole list is about. There's a lot of them here. Shout out to Young Kim, and the first Korean American woman to be elected to Congress. That's something else. So there was a lot of firsts.
A lot of firsts.
So beautiful first, and I think that's it's a great turn, especially to what's happening here into the political world. They say it was going to be a blue wave, and I think the blue wave did happen in a lot of different ways. Well, I think in the midterms, I think the red areas of America stayed red, which I already foresaw. I'm like, that's not going to move, but definitely there were some groundbreaking changes in a lot of different areas. So it's a beautiful thing, and I can say this because I'm not a Democrat or Republican. I'm an independent. I really don't affiliate myself with any particular political party because of my own opinions and I feel about how government is run. But I think especially what's happening now, and personally, it's unfortunate what's happening in the political sphere, especially in this Trump era, where you have a lot of hate that's kind of bubbling up and people wanting to having certain people take the forefront to that. It's I think there's certain folks that want to dial back America to what they feel is most comfortable with. And that's not I think it's a battle between what old America is, and there's a lot of fears and anxieties of leaving that certain part of America behind, and what we're looking forward to a new America where we have a changing demographic, open ideas and different ways to deal with the struggles of what's happening in communities across America, from California to Ohio to New York and to Atlanta. And a lot of people are battling that ideologically. And we have, unfortunately, we have a president that works more towards dividing people than bringing people together. And I think we need that change. We need that change, and it's showing in the midterms. How much
shout
effect
out to
will
the Democratic Party for winning the House back.
Okay. That's right. That was another big thing. Running back the House. Now, I have to say this. Trump did give a lot of heat to, oh my God. Why? See what I'm saying? Where I be forgetting names. Oh my God, the sister and the mother sister in oh my God, she's gonna be the new head of the financial committee, and as part of the House. And I can't remember her name. You're gonna have to give me, because I ain't.
It's on the tip of my tongue too. I know who you're talking about, my girl.
Oh my God! Why did I forget?
See, I knew this yesterday.
Right. It's ill. It's ill that we could talk about it all the time when we off air, not talking about it, and now when it's time to speak about it, we can't even remember the oh my God, why I can't. Maxine Waters.
There you go.
Waters, that's right. There you go. So she's running the new, from what I hear, Financial Services Committee, and that's going to be in charge of a lot of investigations as far as Trump's books. Now, I personally think my man is corrupt in a lot of ways, and it needs to be checked. And if you're going to be president, you have to hold yourself up to certain ideals and a moral center. And I don't think this president currently that we have is abiding to that or adhering to that. So he needs to be checked. And all these things are put into place where we can make sure politicians don't go outside of their legal boundaries as being POTUS.
Dude, did you see the press conference he held where he went off on a number of the members of the media?
Yo, ain't that crazy? Yo, my man is straight bugging.
When I tell you,
go ahead.
I laughed the entire time. And it's not funny because this is the president of our country. So this is not the type of behavior he should be exhibiting. Right. But I refuse to be infuriated. I refuse to allow him to take me out of my comfort zone. So I just laughed. I laughed so hard at him because I was like, it was like I was in disbelief. My mouth was wide open and I was laughing because I could not believe we had someone like this. From him to, what's her name? April. What's April's last name?
April Walker, I think her name is.
Oh, I can't remember April's last name.
I'm gonna bring it up. Keep talking.
And then there was another African American journalist that he kind of attacked, and he was telling them they were rude and everything. And I was like, well, they didn't really do it. He told the one that she was racist because of the question that she asked him, and I was like, how was she racist for asking that question? Like, dude, it's like, and then it's a
turnaround.
The Costa dude, they banned him from coming. They took his. He can't even come back to the White House. They claim that my boy put his hands on that intern, and he didn't. I thought that the intern was a little bit out of line, even though the president, or 45, even though he did tell dude he wanted to move on, he didn't want to talk to him no more. I don't think she had any right to be trying to snatch the mic out of his hand. Now, I did not see him. Isn't it her job? Not to be trying to be forcefully grabbing the mic out of his hand. Once she saw that he wasn't giving it up, she should have just let it alone. You know what I mean? And she tried to yank that mic. You need to watch it again. She tried to yank that mic up out of his hand, and he was like, "I'm not letting go." Like, and so, and you know what I mean. And so, for them to say him holding on to the mic, and him putting it, I did not see where that man put his hands. I was more offended for him than I was for her. You know what I mean? To me, he was just not letting up the mic. If she was the aggressor.
How you gonna say somebody's rude and
rude as he is,
and he was being rude in the same fashion and way, telling another man he rude. So you gonna tell
not the same fashion, worse.
What worse? Excuse me. Yeah, worse. As a matter of fact, to Jim Acosta, and listen, that's what journalists are supposed to do. They're supposed to ask the hard hitting questions.
Right.
And you can't say, "Oh, you're being rude," and CNN shouldn't hire you as a journalist. I'm like, what are you talking about, bro?
Right.
I think it was Jim Acosta. I got the women. The women were the three African American women were Abby Phillip, April Ryan, and Yamiche Alcindor. And excuse me if I got the pronunciation wrong. But yeah, for each one of them, he had some real callous and again rude and disgusting retort or responses to them when they were asking legitimate questions.
Right.
Like when he was telling one of the women, I can't remember who it was, he was saying, "Oh, that's a stupid question. That's a very stupid question." I'm like, "What? Who are you, bro? Who are you trying to belittle someone as exactly kindergartners?"
I was just laughing. Like, I laughed so hard till I was in tears because I could not believe this was going on in a presidential press conference. I'm like, what? Really?
I'm laughing because it's crazy, but then at the same time, it's sad because you're kind of you the very thing that what he's trying to do is disintegrating freedom of the press. That they're there to ask the questions. You're the president. There's a lot of things that you're putting forth as policy and they're hanging off of every word that you're saying. So you have to be careful as a president on what you say, whether it gets on pen and when it gets put to paper from pen, or just a verbal acceptance of how you feel how society should be run from here going forward. You know what I mean? So when you're saying some half-ass things, of course the press is going to ask you to clarify. So, but you can't get mad and defensive because they're asking you these questions. Of course they're going to ask you that. But you know what? Him as, the boss of running the Trump organization, you kind of get mixed up being a CEO and being and servicing the people. So I think he's blurring the line there. But of course it comes a little bit.
And I'm like, this is the face of our country. This is the face of our country. This is the representation of our country. It's like, I'm so ashamed.
And people co-sign it, and they like, huh? What?
Well,
what
I mean,
like,
if you look at the results of the election, yes, we have some wins in the blue, but I think a lot of the red is due to the fact that we still have a lot of people who support his antics, who support his views, and who want to take things back to the way he is trying to lead the country. And that saddens me. Like you said, you're an independent. Like, I grew up in a Democratic house. But I have more of an independent view. I'm kind of like that when it comes to a lot of things, religion and everything. I grew up Baptist. My father is now a Christian preacher. I'm kind of like, I'm spiritual. I just believe God. You know what I mean? So it's crazy when it comes to politics as well, because I kind of fall in the middle in some of the things. But I do not stand for anything that this man is saying and doing. I try to give him his props sometimes. I try to play the devil's advocate. They're like, okay, he's trying. He did a little bit of something right. But then that little bit of something right that he does, he jacks it up by doing a whole lot of other wrong.
Hey, man.
Wow.
I can't. It's like a pig slopping around in mud. And I just can't get with it. I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican. You gotta say when my man is stepping out of line. Like,
you gotta say, dude, wrong, man.
No, you wrong. You can't say that. But a lot of people co-sign it. And here's the thing with the midterm elections that I saw on Vogue.com, and it's funny. In the Georgia governor's race, they said 75% of white women voted for Republican Brian Kemp, and who's passionately pro-life, over Stacey Abrams. She's a staunch protector of women's reproductive rights. Now, 97% of black women supported her. 60% of white women in Texas casted ballots for Republican Senator Ted Cruz, who backs President Trump and Brett Kavanaugh, who were alleged, women assaulters, over Democrat Beto O'Rourke, who wants to improve women's health care. Now, again, we have 51% of women in the Florida's governor's race for Republican Ron DeSantis who voted against Equal Pay and Violence Against Women's Act. That's directly against, of course, Democrat Andrew Gillum was up for protect of no-cost birth control for women in that very state. Now, you see these numbers that are overwhelmingly tipping towards the Republican candidates when it comes to white women, of a good portion of white women. I'm like, wait a second. It makes me feel like I really don't want to hear nothing about no women's movement. I don't want to hear about no Me Too movement, because when you have a considerable percentage of white women that's voting against their own interests, it takes the wind out the sails when it comes to these movements that I hear continuously online. I'm like, oh, wait a second, what are we talking about here? It makes you want to side eye the whole thing, because I'm like, word. So when it comes down to it, and in support of women's rights, when it comes down to it, where it's most needed in your vote, you vote against your own interests for Republican candidates that step on you as a woman every day in what they say. Yo, I give up. Straight give up. Straight give up. I mean, like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. And I'm all for stepping forward for women's rights, all right? And supporting the movement where I can. And when women get on television and radio and talk about it.
A lot of people don't even know the candidates. I saw, some people in my friends, saying that I went out and I did what I was supposed to do, but honestly, I didn't know who to vote for. I'm guilty of it. I did not even research the candidates. And for the most part, it will say clearly that this person is Democrat, excuse me, or this person is Republican or whatever. So some people will just go along their party lines. But when it does not say that, and you have not done your research, you don't know who to vote for, right? So, one of the things that I've been telling people is go ahead and send in the application for an absentee ballot. Okay, I do the absentee ballot because it allows me the chance to be able to vote in my own peace and quiet in my own home. I can Google these candidates to see what they are about, what they believe in, what they have voted for, what they have voted against, and you can take your time and do that. You're not rushed at the poll waiting for knowing that somebody's waiting to come in behind you. You're in the confines of your own home, and you can get that done. If you don't have the time, to do the research before you go to the poll, I highly recommend getting your absentee ballot, sitting in front of your computer, voting then, so then that way you can look everybody up, you can look up all the issues and make an informed decision about what will fit best for you and your beliefs.
I agree, and I'm guilty of the same thing. I'm not saying I'm holier than thou, because when I went to put in my absentee ballot, there were some candidates in my district that I'm like, who are these people? And I think it's telling of our detachment from the political process as citizens, but also how they don't make their effort to make themselves known to their constituents, to the people that they expect to vote for them. Now, I think what should happen when it comes to these midterms is it's just a quick solution to the problem. They should have a nonpartisan website for people within your district where it lists all their political history of these people that are running for those particular positions, and it'll give you the pros and cons of this person, what they voted for, what they're against, and then what they are campaigning for that political position. And then based on that information, kind of like Wikipedia, but of course local, you can give a quick rundown of who this person is, where they're from, what they're for, what they're against, and then you can make your educated choice on who you think should fit that seat best for you, for your interest, for your community, for your town. So I think that'll be the best way to solve the issue, because sometimes people are just too busy and be like, oh man,
that's
I'm
what
over
I
here
love
with kids,
about our local our congressman Tim Ryan. Before he even became congressman, when he was first starting out just doing the local government, he would stand outside the polls and he would have like these cards. And it would say his suggestions, or he would ask you when you're pulling up, hey, I'm Tim Ryan, blah, 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 blah. Are you Democrat? Are you Republican? Okay, you're Democrat. This is who I suggest you vote for. You don't have to use it. You can throw it out the window. You can do whatever you want. But this is, what they do. This is what they stand for. And if you go in and vote, I think this will help you. And that did, that was very helpful. If you did not do your research and you trusted. We trusted him because he came out to our neighborhoods. He showed up in our churches. Not
That's
just,
what you're supposed to do.
Yes. He came to our events. He was, you know what I mean? So everybody loves Tim Ryan. I don't know if anybody will ever be able to beat him in our area. You know what I mean? Great guy.
And in a nutshell, that's what's supposed to happen. It's the midterms. I feel that definitely that people are listening more and want to take action. There are
The
those
voter
that,
turnout. Did you see that? The percentages?
The voter turnout was crazy.
Yes.
The voter turnout. You know what? It was crazy on both sides for Democrats,
It
but
was.
also Republicans too.
Yes.
They came out. So it's a definite battle.
But people
on
were
ideology.
more surprised with the Democrats because they are notorious for the midterms of having a low turnout.
Oh, this ain't the time.
This ain't the time
sitting around
to
and
be
be
sitting
like,
around. I'm like,
So-
what's her name? Who's the one who did that video singing "Get Your A Out and Vote"? You know, I don't cuss. Get your A out and vote.
I don't know where there was a video of that.
Oh, I can't remember her name. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. She played one of Will Smith's aunts on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I can't think of her name right now.
The light skinned one or the young dark skinned one in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? The young one?
The one that played, she was not the one that he
Hillary?
lived with. not the one that he lived with, but one of the aunts that came. You become
oh my God, I know what you're talking about. Oh,
that's gonna get on my nerves.
See, it gets me on my nerves. And you know what? When we off air, when we not recording,
We're
it's
gonna
gonna pop right
remember.
now.
I love you though, girl. I love you.
But I get what you're saying.
Yes.
But yeah, man, I think it's a beautiful thing. People exercise their right to vote, and there were also, of course, what I said earlier, some kind of interesting things that make me say, wait a second, what's going on?
Right.
With this high, white woman turnout for Republicans. So anyway, yeah, man. Let's see what happens 2 years from now. How this is going to have an effect. What twists and turns is going to happen for the next 2 years to 2020. All right, so we're gonna get into the song. Our first song for the show. It's Vedo the Singer.
Vedo.
And this brother is back from ATL. He has a song, "Add to You." Beautiful song, man. Check this out.
Check it out.
I ain't gon' lie, girl, I can't front. Girl, I'm so proud of you. You kept it together, girl, after all that shit you been through. Look at you now, good job at the graduate school. If nobody noticed the work you put in, shout it, just know that I do. Was unexpected, but it made you better. Girl, ain't no time to cry about what you could have done better. Nobody's perfect, but you never quit. I want you to own that shit. I see you working, now you on your baby, you deserve it now. I got you if you promise you got me. Girl, you worth being honest to bring out the best in you. You gotta know you're all I want. Pull up on you to let you know, baby, you're a blessing. You just gotta know you're fine.
Ooh, a GCOM exclusive.
I know that you're capable and you don't need a man. I'm not trying to take the credit, just let me enhance. Baby, let me add to you. Baby, let me add to you. I just wanna add to you, add to you, add to you. I'm trying to give you game. Baby, don't you miss this message, cause you're tired of pain. You're not an option, girl, I know you think we're all the same. And baby, don't you know that love is something you can't explain? Oh no, talking about going without for you. Pull up and vouch for you. Just hit my phone, right or you wrong, you know I'ma ride for you. Girl, I don't want nothing from you, just want your love, baby, that'll do. Oh baby, I got you if you promise you got me. Girl, you worth being honest to bring out the best in you. You gotta know you're all I want. You're all I want, baby. Pull up on you to let you know, baby, you're a blessing. You just gotta know you're valuable. You ain't gotta question, cause I'm gonna always be about it. I know that you're capable and you don't need a man. I'm not trying to take the credit, just let me enhance. Baby, let me add to you. Oh, baby, baby, let me add to you. I just wanna add to you, add to you, add to you, yeah. Cause I don't want nothing from you, just add to you, add to you. Girl, let me add to you, add to you now.
GCOM Radio.
Know who a favorite?
You wanna know who the best is?
It's WPRD 98.3.
Okay, we are back, and we just heard Vedo the Singer, Add to You from ATL, Georgia. Beautiful song. So,
I love his voice.
yeah, man. Yo, Vito's a man. Yo, Vito's a man. He got some competition. There's a new singer that's out. I forgot his name. I just saved him on IG. I think his name. Oh man, I forgot that's his name. But anyway, I'll get into it later. So for this segment, we're gonna talk about Meghan Kelly's blackface comment on her TV show. Now, of course, this has already been out and been spoken about many times already because we get our show posted a week afterwards. So everybody knows that Meghan Kelly got a show picked up on NBC, and her show was Meghan Kelly Today. So she made a comment, as everybody knows, about blackface and why white people can't wear quote unquote blackface during Halloween, because that's something that she knew that always happened when she was young. Of course, that blew up, and it reverberated around the media circles and Twitter and all social media. So, of course, her show got canceled. Her show got canceled. But the funny thing is, as soon as when it started to spin around and it started to catch, real fire, she got her lawyer to make sure that she got her money. All right, she got her. I forgot the name of the lawyer, and I think her money was either $48 million or $60 million, or something like that. Some crazy exorbitant number for her contract with NBC. Now, you know what? She said something stupid. Yes, she said something extremely dumb, and it's not. I mean, you would have to be born under the rock to not know how that could be controversial on TV. Now, this is my opinion. Meghan Kelly said that comment, and it makes me think of also Roseanne Barr when she made her kind of stupid comment about a female political figure. Now, this is my take. Meghan Kelly's not stupid. She's a grown woman that's gone through high school and college, and I don't know if she has a master's or whatever like that. She came up in the profession of journalism. She is a professional, and she made a stupid comment. Now, it makes me think, and then you all have to say, man, she had a racist past, and Meghan Kelly's racist, and automatically the reflexive answer would be, oh my God, she's racist. I don't know how she's on NBC. She's got to get on off. That's just crazy. Now, my argument here is not to say if she's racist or not. That's not what I'm going to get into. What I am going to get into is common sense and whether or not things were done purposeful or by accident. And my thing is, I think she did it purposefully for other reasons other than just ignorance. When she first came on, her show didn't really hit high numbers on NBC, and it was struggling to gain a viewership. And that was talk at the beginning with NBC execs, and whether those numbers came back, because I really wasn't paying attention to Meghan Kelly in the first place. But my thing is, she says this comment, and it got her thoroughly wiped off the network. I think that she said these things to get kicked off the network. I'm like, huh? What are you talking about? She got kicked. Look, as I said, let me tell you something. From my past and from the walks of life that I've been through, whether personal or professional, and I've worked in the construction business, and I do so currently. I deal with many races. I deal with many racists, I deal with many of them, all right? I break bread with them. I shake their hands. I laugh with them. I kick back with them when it's downtime, and I know for sure that they're racist. And you just know, I'm at an age now where you can tell if somebody is just tolerating you or whether they genuinely like your presence.
Right.
And these racists don't say anything to me. You know why? Because they ain't trying to mess up their money. All right, they don't say the N-word. They don't say nigger to me. They don't say. Now you have one or two that want to make those little comments, those little jeers that you like. Well, where's that coming from? You're like, oh, okay, I understand. You just want me to know your position. But they've never said anything that's outright blatant to my face that I know I could just run to HR and say, yo, oh my God, this person said this. That doesn't happen anymore. It does not happen. It starts out with them glad-handing you, laughing, but you know, as a black man, as a black person, you know, you looking at your watch and there's a countdown to when they real side gonna come out. You know, you giving about a month and a half, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom, racist statement being made. Now, I'm around them all the time, but they never say these stupid things because they know better. All right, they know they've been in this business for many a years. They know, but they ain't gonna say that. And here we got Meghan Kelly, professional journalist, being seen by millions of people. And I'm even talking about personal, when you going about your business, you working with people, and ain't no cameras or nothing around, and these folks can't seem to say anything racist to you. And you scratch your chin a little bit. You're like, what was that racist? No. We're dealing with millions of people. Meghan Kelly is on television, and then she says something about blackface, which of course she knows is going to have some sort of reaction from the public and from NBC execs. And what happens when she eventually gets kicked off? She doesn't get a lawyer to stay on the show. She doesn't do that. She gets a lawyer to make sure she gets her $1 million, her $48 million is in a contract for, or whatever amount that she's gonna get, that she makes sure she gets that money when she exits the NBC office. Come on, man. That makes me think, maybe she didn't want to be on the show anymore. And I felt the same way.
They said that they had already been in talks about canceling her show. She wasn't, the show wasn't getting the numbers anymore, so they were, they hadn't made announcements about it or whatever, but there were talks about, canceling her show anyway. But, to play devil's advocate, not really playing devil's advocate because it's true. Her statement that she made, she kind of was like, I don't understand how it's offensive for someone to color their face, whether it's black or white or whatever. So she was talking about both races, any color. When it's Halloween, she said, when she grew up, that's just what you did. Whatever you wanted to be, whatever costume you wanted to wear or whatever, you made yourself look more like that person, more like that character or whatever. And then if that required painting your face, then that's what you did, right? So she thought that saying that, it seemed like she thought that saying that was innocent enough, but a lot of people are like, no, there's no way, being in the position that you are in, that you could not know how offensive, because they, the topic was about blackface. So you're talking about blackface, but then you're saying, I guess it originally come up because somebody had dressed like Diana Ross and made their skin darker or something. I don't remember. I can't remember. I might be getting shows mixed up. I don't know.
Right.
But it ended up being about blackface. And if you're in the industry that you're in, journalism, there's no way that you could not know about blackface.
Exactly. How do you not know? Even if you had an opposing argument or an opinion that could be considered controversial, you would probably kind of tuck that in or fashion it in a way where you could be. It just didn't come off like that. It didn't come off like that. Now, come on now. I'm not stupid. I have bosses that were women. You think I'm going to say something? Well, I think women should be, I don't think they should be, in the workforce. They should be barefoot and pregnant, because I think that's their rightful place to be in anyway. Because, that's how I grew up when I was young. You think I'm going to say that to my female boss? I'm going to get fired. So if I know how to check my language in front of my female boss, or a boss that happens to be a woman, you think she can't check what she says when she has a camera that millions of people are watching? She just gonna say something just out of pocket, out the side of her mouth. I don't go for it. I think personally, she probably didn't want to do the show no more.
She could have said something like, well, wow, this person really didn't mean any harm. This person just really loved, I can't remember what the
right. I don't know the particulars, right?
Started it. But like I said, I don't want to be mixing up shows because I do, I watch shows where they were discussing what happened.
Right.
But, you know, she could have said something like, you know, this person really admired this character, and so that's why they want you wanted to look. That's who everybody loves this person. You know, blah blah blah.
Right.
You know, she could have said that. You know, so I said, I really don't think this person meant any harm by it. It was wrong, but no. She wants to say,
like that.
I don't see anything wrong.
I don't see anything wrong.
Halloween.
What, are you stupid? Are you?
What?
She not that stupid.
Woman.
Not that stupid. I felt the same thing with Roseanne Barr when she said that crazy statement. I'm like, wait a second. Roseanne Barr said
and then
stupid
Roseanne
things.
trying to come back and say,
no.
oh, I thought she was white.
Nah,
girl, what?
Nah. Look, I don't go for that. Look, I take Roseanne Barr like this. Everybody knows how to check their language. Everybody knows in whatever setting you in. So now Roseanne Barr, she got a hit show. She brought her back to Roseanne show. You don't know, Roseanne's in the 60s. She done made her money. She got millions in the bank right now. She got a couple of acres. She got her estate. You think she just said that out of nowhere because she just said it, blurted it out because, okay, it's a Trump era, I want to say it? No, I see it the other way. It's a business move, all right? She probably was like, damn, this show is coming off. Yo, these hours are grueling, man. I don't want to do this no more. I'm in my twilight years of this business. I don't have to do this. How do I get out of this contract? Because it's an ironclad contract with the network. What do I say? You know what? Let me say something real stupid, controversial, where the company has no choice but to let me go because that would be in their best interest. So they say something stupid. And then, of course, they're going to deal with actual backlash. But you know what? They rich already. They live on, like I said, in the state that's 5 acres. They don't have to deal with nobody but the people that they know that they're cool with. So you mean to tell me?
I don't think anybody's that dumb, though, to want to say something like that just so they can get out of a contract and ruin anything else they want to do.
If you don't want to do nothing, if you don't want to do nothing no more, you're gonna go to your boss and say, yo, I don't want to do this no more.
Backlash and everybody you getting attacked and everything, and
but why not?
Who would do that? Just go and get out the contract.
But how do you
just go like Damon Wayans? And I was like, man, no, because you make the show, dude. Damon Wayans said he does not want to do Lethal Weapon anymore, and I love that show. But Damon Wayans said, listen, I am, I think, how old is he? I can't remember how old he is. But I think he said 60 or something, whatever. Yeah, he said, and I'm diabetic. They have you working 16-hour days.
That's what I'm saying.
He said, I can't do this. And he said, I will finish out through December, but I am done.
Let me say LK Mason. She got a hit show called LK Mason Show about her whole life in Ohio. And all of a sudden you was like, man, this is too grueling on my health. I don't feel like doing this no more. You go to your boss and be like, hey, boss, I don't feel like doing this no more. He gonna be like, what? Yo, you bringing in X amount of dollars on this hit show and you just want to walk away? If you walk away, I'm suing your ass. And all of a sudden,
right, well, they can also sue you for saying something stupid.
True,
you know what I mean?
But they just let you go. If you say something stupid about homosexuals or gay folk, something real stupid and derogatory, they'd rather let you go and say they're in the right.
But that's a breach of your contract also. Yes,
people,
it is. That's why they're able to fire you.
Yeah,
if you say something outside of your job,
right.
That's why they're able to fire you, because it's in your contract. There's a certain moral or ethics that you have to keep up, being a part of whatever their movement or whatever their show is. Like, there is something in everyone's contract that has to do with this, like moral clauses or whatever,
right.
And that's why they're legally able to fire you and let you go without worrying about legal remedies.
That's why I feel that they did it. Not so much that they just blurted out because they just have these racist tendencies, but more so it was a business move to say, man, I don't feel like doing this no more. How can I get out of this without taking any bruises?
I don't know that anybody. I mean, because I don't know if anybody's that dumb to go that route.
I work with racists every day, and they're 50, 60, and they tight-lipped. And they know what to say. It ain't that
serious. I ain't finna come off like that just so I can get out of a contract.
That's my conspiracy theory for the week.
Okay.
All right. We're gonna get out of here. We're gonna go into the next song a little bit, like we said. All right, so we're gonna get into 7 a.m. again from Atlanta, Georgia, coming with Swaying. Check it out.
Check it out.
Forever don't seem so far away till you get there. This takes the best part of me, and it ain't fair. The silhouette still got a hold on me. These cigarettes still spill smoke on me, and I hate it, but I love it so. That's probably why I can't let it go. I swear it warms my soul. Keep me going back and forth, just swinging. And you keep me swinging, baby. 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 Back and forth between.
Listen up.
You're listening to GCOM Radio.
Stressing, I could be tripping, I could be losing my mind, but I'm still pressing and you still checking to see if a nigga been lying. Such a waste of time. Yeah. Go, don't you waste that line. Yeah. Said you don't wanna feel, I don't wanna feel either. You say you need to let me better, let me be your teacher. Don't hold your breath when you're trying to breathe. Cause that's enough to make a nigga leave. Yeah. And keep on swinging, yeah. Alright. Alright, keep on swinging, keep on, just keep on, get to me. We don't ever say it's over, we just make our way back to us. We don't ever say it's over, we just make our way back to our love. Yeah, and you keep me swinging, baby. 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 Back and forth between loving and running. Back and forth between something and nothing. For you, I keep swinging, baby. Oh, you.
This is GCOM Radio, powered by Lyfeblood.com. Come join, be a lifer. Practice dollar power and build financial independence.
Okay, so we are back. We just heard 7 a.m. from ATL, Georgia, with his song Swaying. A beautiful song, man. I always say, there's no artist going to be on this show with some half-ass music. We come with it.
Yes.
When it comes to GCOM Radio, if you get on this show, it's going to be some tight music ready for the radio.
I don't play, man.
That's what I'm talking about. She's the music director. If people didn't know, LK Mason is a music director. She gets all this music together, and she don't play. If you whack, she ain't hearing it.
You don't
She's
know?
Like, yo, come on.
Now you know.
It. There you go, baby. All right. So we're going to come with this, the last segment of the show, and it's about aliens, man. So I read this article a little bit ago. It was, I forgot what website it was on, but they were talking about some cigar-shaped interstellar object came in last year, swung around the solar system in 2017. And they were saying that it could be something other than a comet or, or whatever that's flying in. They were saying that it could be a UFO, which, a lot, as we all know it is, aliens, because it had an extra bit of acceleration that couldn't be explained by gravitational influence.
Right, and what he means by they are two Harvard astronomers.
Yes, please explain.
Yes. Yes.
Two Harvard astronomers said that it doesn't look like a typical rock flying around our solar system. And they're saying it could be some kind of a satellite or probe from some alien civilizations that come to check us on out.
Yeah.
And they called it Oumuamua. I read this thing and I keep on messing up the name. It's Oumuamua. Whatever. But it's Hawaiian for a messenger from afar arriving first.
Right.
And also, I saw, it's funny that I read this article because right before I read that article, I saw a documentary on Netflix called Unacknowledged. And it's all about, government cover up of the existence of aliens, if they crash. And, there's a lot of crap out there, but this one I kind of tuned into because there were a lot of, in this documentary, it had a lot of government officials, astronauts from the United States and America, Air Force pilots, all throwing in their accounts of what they saw and how they were told not to say anything. So it was an interesting documentary. It's like an hour, 20 minutes or something like that. So it just makes me think, are there aliens out there? I used to be very into those alien shows. Do they really exist from before? And I used to watch as much, raw footage of eyewitnesses taking these objects in the sky and they're glinting and they're all blurry and everything like that. And I used to be, I thought I saw an alien when I was young too, around 14 in Brooklyn, New York. And I could have swore it was an alien spaceship. I could have swore, but that's on a whole nother thing. But do I believe in aliens? Now, growing up, this is my thing. Before, in the 80s and 70s, the technology for video was very, it's what it is today. It was very, it was old school. Of course, it was going to be blurry. Now we have 4K, 8K, high def. People got all types of high prosumer cameras on them now. And you mean to tell me no one could get one clear, steady shot of a UFO that they see in the sky? No one. Everything is blurry, out of focus, far away. You have radar that's going this way. I'm like, what?
You know what I mean?
Well, some of it they saying they took. If you YouTube it and you see eyewitness footage of UFOs flying over mountains and they going all these different patterns in the sky, and I'm like, oh, that used to just like dazzle me. But now, in my age, I'm like, man, I want to see that. If I want to see aliens, let me see them joints close up. I can see the shit. Does that look like the Millennium Falcon? Oh snap! Oh, that is a Millennium. I want to see shapes and you know what I mean? I want to see something with a definitive shape of a UFO that I can see.
I feel like this. I just feel like, it's arrogant for man to believe that we're the only thing in existence. I feel like, why is all this other space out here and all these other planets out here and we're the only ones that have a habitat, we're the only ones living? I don't think that's true. I think maybe there is a planet out there that maybe we don't even know about, or maybe there is life on some planet that we haven't been able to detect. And just as we can't survive on their planet, they can't survive why they don't come here. And just like we go out and we had a man walk on the moon and travel in space, maybe they do have people traveling in space or whatever, and maybe that is what we are seeing when things go flying by or whatever. I don't know, but I just feel like it's arrogant to believe that we're the only ones here.
Well, let me clarify. I believe in extraterrestrial life somewhere out there in the vast universe. Yes, we're not the only sentient beings out in this, in not just the universe, but our galaxy. Milky Way galaxy. But have they actually come here? I doubt that. I think a lot of this stuff is just phooey. Look, until I see a spacecraft land on the White House lawn, that's when I be like, boom, they here. But I don't want to see no straight. I don't want to see
maybe
no
they're
blurry,
trying, just like we're
shaky
trying to
footage.
get there.
No more.
They're trying to get here, and maybe they just haven't. I mean, even though supposedly, like, how do we know that there's so much event if we don't even know that they exist? Like, that's just stuff that they say in the movies, right? So people are saying, oh, they should be more advanced to us, and they should be able to get here or whatever. We don't know that. We've never seen them. We don't know them or whatever. Maybe they're trying to reach us just like we're trying to reach them. And maybe one of these days when we're long gone, somebody's going to figure it out and we're going to reach them and they're going to reach us and we'll be able to live in between galaxies, you know?
Right. I agree, man. I agree. I mean, we're going to Mars.
Now, I ain't finna do it, but, you know, God bless whoever does.
I think that's a brave thing to do. It's no different from when people jumped on boats
God bless them.
or landed on strange land a couple 100,000 years ago.
Unless they find a way to while you're traveling.
A couple thousand years ago.
I mean, you would have to travel. How fast would that have to be going for you to be able to live to make it to that planet? Like, no, I'm good.
True.
Yeah, figure it on out.
They're trying to figure it out. They're trying to figure it out right now. But I do have to say this. Watch what you ask for, because, you know, when you have SETI, where everybody knows SETI, Search for Extraterrestrial Life Institute, SETI, everybody knows that.
Everybody doesn't know that, because I didn't know that until I researched for this topic.
Oh, what? Oh, my bad. Oh, so,
yes.
You know, SETI is a government body, a program where they look for extraterrestrial life, and they have all these satellite dishes and that sends out radio signals. Satellites they've actually kind of shot out in outer space, and they have instructions on this satellite. And I'm sorry, I can't remember it. I didn't think I was gonna go this far, but yeah, they have like discs of different tones or sounds of the earth and a figure of the human body, just to show that there's sentient life that looks like this on it. So if any extraterrestrial beings intercepts the satellite, they can decode it and figure out, okay, there are beings at this. But some other scientists within the field saying, you want to be careful about that, because you don't know who you're reaching out to in outer space. We don't know if they're good or evil. So you can be kind of sending a message to an evil alien species, and then bring it like in what's that War of the Worlds, and they bring it here, and all of a sudden they turn us into food or something like that. But at some point, I do believe we will have first contact with another sentient being. Are they coming here? I'm just not totally convinced, because you're not going to travel thousands of light years, right, with this spaceship that's fully advanced, 100,000 years more advanced than we are. And then when you get to the Earth's atmosphere, you lose control, hit the brake when you're supposed to hit the gas pedal, and you crashing on Earth. I just don't believe it, yo. I'm like, what? Come on.
Well, maybe, but maybe that's our defense mechanism to protect us. Maybe they are, maybe they shouldn't be here on Earth, and that's what how the Earth was created, to protect us from, some of the, I don't know.
If you tell,
this is just all,
right? It's all, this is all speculation.
Yeah.
Right, but if you ask me, that's what we need in these times. We need something to set this human events in a whole nother course, because either a comet or an arrival of a new alien species for the first time. Because the way we going right now, we may be our own undoing. All right, and we human beings.
I know, right now. I mean, kind of like dinosaurs, and you know what I mean. Like, okay, we know they say they existed, but did they really? I ain't never seen that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they did. You got bones in it now. I see bones.
How you know they bones? That could be man-made. You know what I mean? They could be man-made. They told you them was bones.
Man, there too many bones.
I mean,
in the
you
ground.
don't know. That could be a tree. That could be a special kind of tree or something.
Oh, so he said. So you telling me you what they call them? What they call them? I forgot. But there are folks that don't believe in dinosaurs. That
I'm just being sarcastic, because I remember a discussion we had before where when people try to say in their disbelief of God or whatever, and they're like, "Well, I never seen this and I never seen that." So I'm just saying, how do you know? Did you see it?
Yeah, I hear you, but I don't know. We need. I know we need something to interrupt this BS that we're going through. Maybe seeing aliens will make us realize our own commonalities as human beings, and we'll be like, "Oh my God!"
Yeah, that'll force you to come together real quick.
When you see that spaceship come down and start to land, you're like, "Yeah,
they don't care. All they know is human." No. Oh, now you want to be my partner.
All right, we're going to get up out of here.
Now you want to work together.
Oh, now you want to work together, right? You see E.T. coming out the sky, now you all of a sudden, we cool. Oh, we cool. All right? Yeah, all right. All right, whatever. But maybe that's what we need.
Maybe it is.
Maybe that's what we need. All right, we're going to get up out of here. We going to make it short.
It's been real, though.
So the last song we got is, it's made real. SoFresh Yung Coleman from
Warren, Ohio. Man.
The next hot spot. His song is Saucin'. We appreciate everybody for listening to us ramble on and go on about different things.
Thank you.
We appreciate you tuning in. As we always said, please check out Lyfeblood.com. Of course, sign up. Check out GCOM Radio. Look out for Zayna the Brave.
Yes.
What's Zayna the Brave on IG?
Zayna the Brave. Everywhere on social media, Zayna the Brave. Website, ZaynaTheBrave.com. Man.
ZaynaTheBrave.com. We here, folks. We're about to set off a whole new, not just the generation of free thinkers, but also a whole new movement on how we're going to deal with each other as human beings, man, especially these projects that we're dealing with. All right, folks, we're going to get out of here. Check out SoFresh Yung Coleman from Warren, Ohio. His song is Saucin'. Come on with it.
Girl, you know I'm saucin', yeah. Dripping my juice, might get all over you. You know I'm the truth. You try me, I shoot. What else could I do? What else would I do? Cause you know I'm ballin', yeah. Playing the game, riding the wave. They showing me hate, cause they can't do the same. I'm just saucin', baby. I'm just saucin', baby. Girl, you know I'm saucin'.
No lie, God willing I shine. Like I'm Fresh Prince, my pockets, Uncle Philip inside. Me and my crew got the juice, pot, still in the ride. Whipping stars on the ceiling. I could dream when I drive, with Irene by my side. This cold feet in this fire. Hop out the whip and kill the scene like Raheem when he died. Ooh. You're jiggling, baby. Go ahead, baby. Saucin' in my seasoning crazy. It's been a while, flow foul. Plus my attitude flagrant. Nowadays I pass pussy. Back then used to chase it. Before the saucin' and ballin'. When I was finding my calling. Trapping CDs on corners. 9 to 5 used to callin'. They try to copy my cadence. On my trail and I'm blazing. .9 on the clock. Dame Lillard, I'm dangerous. Watch flooded in colors. So they consider me banging. Bitch, Decatur is greater, and I'm familiar with haters.
Girl, you know I'm saucin', yeah. Dripping my juice, might get all over you. You know I'm
It's 98.3 GCOM Radio.
Light 'em up.
Here's another banger.
Listen
for your ear.
Cause you know I'm ballin', yeah. Playing the game, riding the wave. They showing me hate, cause they can't do the same. I'm just saucin', baby. I'm just saucin', baby. Girl, you know I'm saucin'.
Bottles poppin', I'm saucin'. Got models watching that jazzy. We pass them Stockton. My diamonds on Dennis Rodman. The flyers, I tell no lies. And riding, you know I'm driving. We moon rockin' and vibing while sippin' sake, menaging. Medallion swinging, she poppin' too much flavor and sauce. I'm Gucci playing Lacoste. It's drippin', baby, don't fall. My lady soak up the sauce. Ohio players since mine have been major. I break y'all. Flow sweeter than cake and all. Wake and bake, then we ball. Drown the hate with the sauce. It's smothered, I got it covered. 100 if I'm involved. The freshest and I'm a Coleman. Pissing players, my homies. Flashy clash like the Romans. To the top where we going, sauce.
Yeah, dripping my juice, might get all over you. You know I'm the truth. You try me, I shoot. Try what else would I do? Try what else would I do? Yeah, cause you know I'm ballin'. You got to know. Playing the game, riding the wave. They showing me hate, cause they can't do the same. I'm just saucy, baby. I'm just saucy, baby. Girl, you know I'm saucy. Girl, you know I'm saucy. I'm just saucy, baby. Girl, you know I'm saucy.
It's WPRD 98.3 GCOM Radio, powered by Lyfeblood.com for the global community on the next go round from right here to your town.
You already know.
We out.